I am so incredibly glad you're here with me. Today, we're diving into day 2 of our series, 10 Days to Unshakable Inner Strength. And honestly, we're getting into something today that is absolutely vital for your daily peace of mind. We're talking about releasing emotional contagion and setting energetic boundaries. In a world that is constantly, relentlessly demanding our emotional attention, figuring out how to set and keep a solid energetic boundary, it's basically a superpower. So let's just ground ourselves, take a breath, and create a really warm space for this today, because this is a dynamic pretty much all of us struggle with, often without even realizing we're doing it. Let's just jump right in and reclaim some of that inner space, shall we? Okay, picture this. Have you ever walked into a room feeling completely, absolutely calm, only to leave 20 minutes later feeling totally anxious, on edge, or just inexplicably heavy? I mean, maybe you were having a fantastic morning, you sit down next to a stressed out coworker or a frustrated partner, and boom, suddenly your own chest feels incredibly tight, right? I want to validate that lived experience for you right out of the gate. When that happens, you didn't just randomly misplace your peace. You literally absorbed someone else's storm. And here's the absolute most crucial point for today. Caring deeply about other people does not mean you have to catch their anxiety. So there's actually a name for this whole phenomenon: emotional contagion. It is the unconscious act of just taking on the emotional weight, the stress, or the panic of the people around you. And our source material points out that this is a major leak in our mental strength. It's a massive threat to our inner peace because it completely drains your reserves for literally no productive reason. It's just an automatic nervous system response, kind of like a sponge soaking up a spill on the counter, but it leaves you feeling totally depleted. So our big goal today is figuring out exactly how to hold compassionate space for people without carrying a massive weight that was never yours to hold in the first place. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the clear line it draws between two completely different ways of existing. There's a huge difference between being genuinely empathic and just being a sponge. On one side, we've got reactive empathy, or contagion. This is when your nervous system essentially has no borders, so you just react and mold to whatever moods are floating around you. When someone you love panics, your system just matches their panic. Subconsciously, you kind of think that matching their stress shows you care, right? But on the flip side, we have conscious presence. This is where the magic happens. This means you clearly see their emotional storm, you validate their pain, but you stay firmly, safely anchored on your own shore. You become the lighthouse instead of a tiny little rowboat just getting smashed around in their waves. Which brings us to this absolutely incredible quote that shows why this distinction is literally a matter of survival. When you absorb another person's pain, you are simply joining them in the drowning. I just want to let that sink in for a second. True mental strength is not about jumping into chaotic, freezing waters with someone just to prove that you love them. It's about offering them a steady, reliable hand from the dry ground of your own center. You absolutely cannot pull someone to safety if you're out there drowning right alongside them, You have to keep your footing. Okay, let's dive into this next part, the energetic posture. To really get a good visual of what maintaining your own dry ground looks like, the source points us to this beautifully powerful symbol from the tarot, the Nine of Pentacles. Look at the figure in this card. She's sitting so serenely in this lush, vibrant garden, completely wrapped up in total self-possession. There's life and activity all around her, but she's completely undisturbed. And notice this, she's not hiding behind some giant aggressive brick wall. She hasn't locked herself away. Instead, her actual posture and presence just effortlessly communicate one very clear boundary. My inner environment belongs to me.
She knows exactly where her beautiful garden ends and the rest of the chaotic world begins.
You know, setting an energetic boundary like that, a lot of us feel super guilty about it. We feel like we're being cold or aloof or just a bad friend. But it isn't cold at all. Honestly, it's an act of profound self-respect. You're effectively saying, I can witness your feeling without making it my truth. And that is actually a deeply compassionate way to hold space for someone. You're seeing them, you're validating their very real struggle, but you are lovingly, firmly refusing to adopt their emotions as your own lived reality. You are staying on dry ground.
All right, so how do we actually do this? Let's get into section 2, building your energetic perimeter.
We're going to shift gears here for a quick second and move from the theory side into a real-time somatic practice. I want us to build this physical distinction in your body right now. Super simple, just 4 steps: posture, awareness, visualization, and affirmation. So let's start with posture. Wherever you're sitting right now, I just invite you to sit up a little straighter. Plant both feet totally flat on the floor and just let your hands rest nice and easy in your lap, palms facing down. Really let your body feel anchored and pleasantly heavy in your chair. Next up, we bring in awareness and visualization. I want you to just bring your attention to your breath. We're going to actively slow down the nervous system here. So, go ahead and inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. And then exhale nice and deeply through your mouth for 6 seconds. Now, on your next inhale, I want you to actually imagine drawing a clear, translucent bubble of light all the way around your body. Picture it extending about an arm's length in every single direction, above your head, below your feet, all around you. That light is your perimeter. Absolutely nothing gets through it unless you consciously decide to let it in.
Okay, final step, the affirmation. I want you to mentally sync these words right up with the rhythm of your breath. As you inhale into that beautiful protected space you just visualized, just mentally say to yourself, "My peace is mine." And then, as you exhale and just release any of that lingering tension, say, "Their energy is theirs." Let's just hold that for a second. Do you notice how much more spacious your chest feels right now? Notice how much lighter your shoulders get when you actually give other people the permission to process their own emotions instead of you desperately trying to fix or manage the whole situation for them.
All right, moving into our last phase here, returning the weight.
So, carrying that nice spacious feeling from the breathing practice, let's shift into our reflection. We really want to take that feeling of a solid, energetic boundary and channel it into a deep journaling practice, so you can actually use this out in the wild this week. Before we look at the prompt, I want you to think of one specific person or maybe a situation in your life right now where you know for a fact you tend to over-absorb. You probably know exactly who I'm talking about. Maybe a demanding boss, a stressed family member, that one friend who's always in crisis. When you picture them in your mind's eye, notice where your body instantly tightens up. Does your stomach tie itself in a knot? Do your shoulders literally start creeping up to your ears? Are you clenching your jaw? Just recognize that physical tension right now and practice consciously softening those exact muscles. Just let it drop. Which leads us perfectly into the core journal prompt for this explainer, the big focal point for day 2. Whose energy, anxiety, or expectations am I carrying right now that do not belong to me? I really want you to get honest here and assess the emotional weight you're lugging around. Name the person, name the specific expectation, because honestly, recognizing what isn't yours is the absolute key to taking back your energetic space. You literally have to identify the baggage before you can set it down. And finally, I want to leave you with this one last provocative thought to take into your journaling today. What does it actually feel like in your body
when you consciously return that weight back to them. I really want you to sit with that sensation. Reflect on your own energetic gravity, the beauty of that inner garden we talked about, and the incredible, quiet power of conscious presence. By the way, don't forget to grab the Day 2 Reflection PDF linked below so you can keep these tools handy the second you feel your boundaries starting to slip. Protect your peace, stay centered on that dry ground, and thank you so much for exploring all of this with me today. I'll catch you next time.